Hey guys, what's up? It is Connor here, and welcome to another RLCS news update. Recently we had, or was it last weekend or last week? Last week we had the Winter Split Major, so I'm going to be going over that, everything that happened, and then there's announcements, everything that's going on with Sandrock Gaming. That stuff came out recently, and I'm sorry this is a bit of a late video. It's a bit of a late video. I tried filming it once. It did not turn out at all. It was just a really boring video in general, and I figured no one would really want to watch it. So yeah, and as you can tell, it probably looks a little different because I'm actually coming to you from my garage. I've been all over my house recently filming videos. At one point I did most of them downstairs, and then I started moving. I moved one to my desk, but then my parents started complaining, so I moved back to the basement. But then I figured the dining room was a better location. But then everyone started getting in my way when I was trying to film videos. So I figured I'd just come out to my garage where I have a little workshop. I might do a tour on my other YouTube channel, which is actually in the works. I'm currently working on. It's called Murray Aerospace. if if many of you probably don't know, many of you, some of you know, some of you don't. But I have an interest in aerospace, which is like airplanes and rockets and stuff like that. So I am currently in the middle of building a model rocket. So on my other channel, I'll be basically doing vlogs on what I've done so far and what's to come in the future. Anyways, so that's the intro. Make sure to go check out that. I'll have that in the description. Anyways, so as you can see, I've finally gotten Liquipedia Dark Mode. So I've gotten Liquipedia Dark Mode, so now it's a little easier on your eyes. There might be some trippy stuff, like some white bars in this part still. Anyways, so, as many of you know, G2 took the Winter Major, but this is the second most international event in RLCS LAN history since the Fall Major. So, because I think we've never had this many teams from around the world. That have played, because you got your 5 teams in North America and Europe. So you got Energy, G2, FaZe Clan, Version 1, and Space Station, who qualified through Winter Split Regionals, and then you have Team Queso, Dignitas, PDS, Endpoint, and Evil Geniuses. And then now we always had OCE and SAM. So from OCE, we have Renegades and Pioneers, and then from South America, we have Team Secret and Furia. Furia did very well in this tournament, as we will see in just a moment. And then we also have called APAC. So have APAC and MENA. So from APAC, we have Detonator, who qualified for the Winter Major with, I think, under a little bit of controversy. Something happened on Tokyo Verdi's end, and Detonator ended up representing them. I might go I might do that in another video. And then, as most of you probably know, Sandrock was unable to participate in the major due to visa issues, and they have actually disbanded as an organization. I will go over that more in the rest of the video, but first we come to the group stage. Oh boy, that's a little trippy. So Group A, Version 1, Queso, FaZe Clan, and Detonator. This whole event, anyone could have, Queso could have came first, Version 1 could have come second, FaZe Clan could have come first. Anyone in most of these groups are capable of coming first. But this is a completely different environment. Speaking about, this is the first LAN we've had with fans since, what was it, Season 9 LAN in Madrid, Spain. And this is personally my first, like, live LAN that I've actually watched. I wasn't at the LAN as it was in LA, and I live in Canada, so, Squishy is also Canadian. I'm not quite sure where he lives, but, oh, there's quite a few Canadian players. There's what, J-Naps. I think it's J-Naps and Squishy Muffins are like the only two. Anyways, so this was okay. First of all, why don't we just go with the elephant in the room? NRG coming third in the group stage, nearly losing. First they get beaten by Furia, and pretty dominantly too. I mean, Furia looks like they're good at closing out games, and usually they're good at closing out series. But Furia looks like they just had their number in that game. Then Endpoint, and Renegades. Endpoint won that one. Yeah, looks like Renegades didn't put up much of a fight. I'm sure they tried, but I didn't really see that. Oof, Energy sweeps Renegades. I'm pretty sure no one was surprised that happened. But what surprised almost everyone was the fact Endpoint managed to beat them. I mean, you got a couple overtimes there. And then, well, Renegades, surprise, managed to actually sweep Furia, which I'm pretty sure that caught everybody off guard after the bit of a lackluster start that they had, but because of that, they had to go to tiebreakers. Furia ended up beating Endpoint and qualifying first in group stage, or yeah, coming first in group stage, meaning they get right to the upper bracket and they don't have to go through the labor of the lower bracket. You can't even see Endpoint's logo. You can like barely see Endpoint's logo with this. No, I can shut this off. No, that's not what I want. Okay. Anyways, back here. Anyways, so NRG sweeps Renegades, qualifies third. Renegades are out 1 and 2, 4 and 6. Yeah, they did okay. NRG on the other end, bit of a disappointment, especially for the fans who at that point were probably watching from a hotel room while they were waiting for everything to happen. Anyways, I sort of skipped over Group A. Oh boy, was this was this group very interesting. Version 1 absolutely destroying pretty much everyone in their path. Like, Version 1 had a crap ton of momentum coming into this group stage. You can see that after they, sweep FaZe, beat Queso 3-1, and then go ahead and sweep Detonator, or however you're supposed to say that. But Queso, they had a pretty good performance too. They swept their first match against Detonator. Went up against the blazing hot version 1, managed to win one game, and even then, that one was tight, but version 1 takes that one in the end, and then Queso beat 3-2 FaZe Clan. Queso 3-2's FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan certainly didn't go down there to fight, but neither did Queso. And Queso showed that can beat FaZe Clan. Oh, and then version 1 goes ahead and sweeps Detonator. Why not? Why not basically go 9-0 through group stage? Anyways, now we come to Group C. This is probably one of the more interesting groups that we were looking at, as it has one from North America, 2 from Europe, and then 1 from, I think that's APAC. Where's Team Secret? Did I miss them? No, they're from SAM. Okay. So you got South America and 2 Europe and 1 North American. It's probably no different than any other groups, really. So, anyways, G2 coming first in group stage, going 9-5. They managed to beat Evil Geniuses in their first series, although it took a 226 overtime in Game 4 to get the job done. BDS showing how dominant they can be and managing to beat Team Secret, which probably is, no offense to them, was probably no surprise to BDS fans. But what surprised other fans is Team Secret doing quite well. We had we call just a quick update about Wikipedia. They've now added casters and timeouts, so you can see to match pages. So you can see on the timelines where timeouts were and where the casters were and all that stuff. Anyways, G2 takes the first two games, but then Team Secret regroups and takes game 3 and 4, forcing a game 5 out of G2. But G2 closes out the series and retains their first spot. Whereas BDS 3-2ing Evil Geniuses, who sure as hell they put up a fight, and it only took the longest overtime in RLCS LAN history. Like, I watched that series. Evil Geniuses did amazing. I mean, you go up against BDS. BDS didn't look all too quick. They looked a little shocked. And Evil Geniuses, they were ready. They didn't get eliminated in group stage, but yeah, it only took the what do you call it? Oh yeah, because they not taken that 10-minute overtime, it would have been series over for them. But they forced a game 5, and BDS, I guess you'd say, got lucky. Ooh, and here's the match probably everyone was waiting for: G2 versus BDS. G2 having also a crap ton of momentum coming into this matchup. Managed to take the first two games before BDS could catch their steps, and then G2 took it to Champions Field with a 4-minute overtime, but managed to close it out in the end. And then Evil Geniuses versus Team Secret. Evil Geniuses takes that. I'm not going to try and make this too long. It's already, 11 minutes, and I've only in the group stage. Anyways, and then, what is it? Space Station. First matchup of the day manages to take down the Dynasty from Europe, Dignitas, 3-2 win. Dignitas takes down KCP from, from Oceania. Crap, where are the Pioneers from? Did I miss them? No, they were from Oceania. And although they relocated from North America, so yeah, this group was a little different because SSG didn't, no, SRG Sandrock Gaming weren't able to make it to the major, but what? Anyways, so sorry about that. Yeah, so that group definitely could have gone completely differently had Sandrock Gaming had Sandrock Gaming made it or been able to go to the major. Anyways, now I'm not going to go over every matchup. As you can see, G2 has won. But, what do you call it? Some other teams put up good fights. FaZe Clan, with their first match of the day, wanting to make it to that crowd, sweeps endpoint, and then and then goes ahead and pulls a reverse card. Just pulls a clean sweep out off BDS. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. FaZe Clan manages to sweep BDS, and then FaZe Clan had a pretty good lower bracket run, but so did Queso. We'll talk about that in a minute. BDS managed to beat the Pioneers. Pioneers didn't go down without a fight, but I'm sure they knew they were the underdogs in that situation, and I think they showed up to that match. Yeah, they gave BDS a run for their money. Anyways, now we come to another bit of a disappointment. Team Queso managing to beat NRG with, 3 overtimes the first 3 games. But the fact you could tell that Queso had the upper hand. You could tell that Queso had the upper hand, and that energy just seemed off. Like, they didn't even make it to a crowd. Had they made it to a crowd, they probably would have done amazing. I mean, as you'll see in a second, once they show the Spring Major and World Championship announcements, which were also announced at the Winter Major. Okay, so we have that. Another surprise. Evil Genius is managing to 3-2 Dignitas and making it to that crowd, but then Queso with the lower bracket run with nearly pulling a Cloud9 out. Here. Is they move to the upper bracket. Space Station versus version 1. This was This is probably one of the closest matches of the tournament, despite the fact Space Station managed to take it in 5. But yeah, minute 28 overtime in Game 5, Version 1. They played their hearts out. So did it. So did SFG and SSG. I felt like they had maybe a little bit of a crowd advantage, but Version 1 still has a pretty big and pretty good fan base, so they probably could have taken it the other way. Whereas Furia and G2 just having a crap ton of momentum. You could hear it in the crowd. Everyone wanted Furia to do well, but everyone from North America wanted G2 to do well. And then there's the guy just casually doing like 80 squats in the stands during the grand finals. Yeah, that guy was nuts, and the whole crowd was laughing and counting his squats. It was kind of cool. Anyways, Version 1, after a bit of a disappointing loss to Space Station, they dropped down to the lower bracket. The FaZe Clan nearly beat them, but FaZe Clan manages to pull out that one and move on to face Queso. But Furia after losing to G2 dropped down to Queso. Queso being red hot took them out easy. Queso also being red hot took FaZe Clan out. Well, Space Station nearly coming back. It was a 2-1 game. A 2-1 game in the grand finals. Not the grand finals, on Champions Field. What am I? Can't speak. Anyways, yeah, so nearly taking it on Champions Fields. SSG had a bit of a momentum from a timeout by Queso. SSG had the advantage of a regroup, but Queso had momentum, so they just powered through, and grand finals. The final match, G2 could have definitely taken this. Like, it would have gone to overtime, but Atomic and Chicago choked, and Team Queso put in an empty netter to get the bracket reset. But G2 eventually clamped down and managed to beat Queso. Anyways, so that was one heck of a major to watch. This is probably the hardest major to predict. This is probably one of the hardest majors to predict that I have ever done. It's just hard to look at the results and imagine that this happened. Because it's more momentum. It's not even skill. But all these teams have, like NRG and BDS, they probably just had an off day. BDS managed to make it to day 4 for the crowd, but FaZe Clan very clearly had an advantage in that. Area. Anyways, so that was a fall major. That was one heck of a major. Anyways, so Atomic was given the Winter Major MVP. They're talking about it on the stage. I'll link a video of that in the description if I can find one. Anyways, so we have there's some other some other stuff that was announced. At the Winter Major, like, for example, the Spring Major and the World Championship. And the World Championship locations and tickets aren't on sale yet, but I'm pretty sure they'll be on sale by the end of the 3rd regional. Anyways, let's go over this RLCS Spring announcement. So this was shown live on screen, but after there's the new song.
What's up, Riz?
So far.
What have you been up to?
If they were ever on a team together, maybe they got some beef or something.
Nothing.
Turtle.
Go in. Come on.
Yo, I'm crazy. Ridiculous aerials.
So CJ playing solitaire. Thought that was funny. I'm gonna see Renegades do a lot better next tournament. I think they just had an off day. Here it comes. Justin. Having flashbacks. 4 seconds left. Okay. that Sandrock guy. Can't.
What the?
That's
You good?
squishy. That is squishy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That happened again, didn't it?
Sometimes they
It
look.
did, yeah.
They both
I
got
think
like
we
the
have
same
some
kind of
unfinished business.
glasses on.
Well, let's finish what we started. Let's
Heck
go back.
I hope I don't get copyrighted for this song. Anyways, so to finish that announcement, yeah, they've announced the spring major. Location is Copperbox Arena, June 29th to July 3rd. That was interesting. I've already watched this like 3 times, so whoopsies. Okay, that's not what I want. Give me a second. Bruh. Used the wrong font. Whatever. Now here's the world championships announcement. Now this
The World
one I thought was
Championship is the
interesting.
pinnacle of our sport,
Yes, sir.
and reaching it is the ultimate goal. That's why we train for hours on end.
I think that's good.
Es el encuentro de los mejores de este deporte.
It's what brings us together.
Juntos.
Ensemble.
Unidos.
And it's the dream we all strive for.
Is that Daniel? No, that's Rattles.
The World Championship
It's Rattles.
is where the greats become legendary.
What is that?
私たちの名前を刻む場所なのです
There's no greater accomplishment than lifting that trophy.
Comme l'un des meilleurs.
Dos melhores.
As one of the best to ever play the game.
It's where pain turns to payoff.
Y el esfuerzo será nuestra recompensa.
I will rise.
I will rise. Je grimperai les sommets.
Eu serei campeão.
Campeón.
A champion. Will you be there?
Você vai estar lá. あなたはここで
¿Estarás ahí para ver cómo hacemos historia?
To witness history.
World Championship. Dickies Arena, Dallas, Texas. Oh, okay. So the wild card is 4 to 7th, and then the World Championship itself. Ooh, that gave me chills, legit. Anyways, so now we have the two next locations for the next 2 RLCS lands. Speaking of how in the past we used to get like one LAN announcement after or like one LAN location announcement after one split. Or after one split, or like the RLCSX updates saying, yeah, we understand the current situation, but with this current situation, we cannot do the Winter Major or the World Championship, so we'll have an offline tournament instead in individual regions. So yeah, stuff like that. Definitely very exciting. I'd definitely like to see the Spring Major, and the Spring Major I may actually be able to cut the Spring Major and the RLCS World Championships. I may actually be able to cover because July and August we have 2 months off for summer, so I may actually be able to cover part of that. But I do have some vacation and stuff, so I'll just double check the dates. Anyways, so those are those 2 announcements. I need to wrap up this video. So now we come. Oh, crap! I hate when that happens. Now we come to the what do you call it? We come to the situation going on with Sandrock Gaming over in Saudi Arabia, I guess. Yeah. So as of March 25th, Sandrock Gaming has suspended all operations. Ahmad, Al-Khalid, TRK, Senzo, and Mitz have all been released from their roster. And according to this is according to a tweet from Sandrock Gaming on the 25th, and it's also It's also also placed here in Wikipedia. And then Incivic, the CEO of the CEO of Sandrock Gaming, sent a tweet saying, "Our mission at SRG was to put MENA on the map. We did that, and I couldn't be prouder of the boys. With that being said, I am stepping down as CEO of the org. Good luck on your future endeavors. You're this country's pride and joy." And then this was also followed by a tweet longer that Incivic released to try and get people to put all this to rest. So I'll just read through that. Hi, I don't usually care what people write about me and I ignore it, but I don't think that it's right that the people who worked for me get talked about the wrong way. My personal dream and I did everything, or my personal team and I did everything we could do to get the boys where they need to be and to achieve their dreams. Fortunately, the only problems I encountered were from some players, as they didn't respond / cooperate on time with me or my personal team when I needed them to, and the visa issues this major was nothing but just one of those problems and not the only problem. We tried to apply for the visa since the 9th of February. I believe this is 2021 or 2022, which is more than enough time to secure visas for them. I have chose not to give them contracts as I respected their situations with family is unpredictable, and that some things can't be written on paper that will predict those said situations. It's a problem that has been going on for a while, and I have more important things to do than to help someone that doesn't give me their all when I'm giving them mine. The boys didn't leave because they need money, as I never took 1 cent from anything they earned from tournaments locally, which is way more than what a few pros earned in their whole careers. And SRG took 20% of all earnings abroad. Not to fund SRG, but to fund their travels and salaries, nothing more. I only stepped down from my position because I built this for my players and not myself, but they decided to leave the org without second thoughts of what this team was made for, which is them. I have had some talks with people who are fully capable of running SRG, but the players said they don't want any other management but mine and my team. With all that said, I don't regret one bit doing everything I've done for them, as they've helped me achieve my main goal to begin with, which was to help include Mina in the RLCS. Thank you to everyone who supported SRG and I throughout the years. It has been an honor for me to represent my region, and I wish the boys nothing but the best. So this is a little bit of a disappointing news, and who knows what's going to happen now that the roster has been released, but I'm pretty sure that roster still technically has ranking. They still technically have RLCS. They still have region points at this point. Middle East, North. Yeah, ex Sandrock. They still have 2,600 RLCS points. Have qualified for the next two majors. Or no, the next major and the World Championship, if you call that a major, but it's kind of major. So. Yeah, a little disappointing from Sandrock. I mean, they did an amazing job. Fall major they made top 2. They made not top 2, top 8, and then unfortunately ran into Energy, who went on to the grand finals and lost to BDS. So that's everything for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm hoping Sandrock can recover. And possibly pick up another org, or maybe, I guess they'll just play. They might have to play under a new team name for the next regional. Anyways, so I will probably see you guys. What is it? Next, I guess we should talk about the next location or the next time. No, not the. Let's go North America. North America starts, I believe, end of April. Yeah, so 2204, 29 to 220501. So it's the 29th of April to the 29th of April to the 4th of. No, not the 4th. 29th of April to the 1st of to the 1st of May. So I will, this is Thursday, so probably over the weekend, maybe I'll film a video on Saturday, sort of going over the new format for spring. Anyways, this video is probably extremely long, and I know a lot of people probably aren't going to watch to this part. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to stay updated on my other YouTube channel and all Rocket League news. Make sure to like, subscribe. Follow my Twitch channel. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. Me and the boys playing some threes. We usually do pretty well on Fridays. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.